And you can also enable to the people who is in the waiting. And now it's on live. So you may once you confirm, and then you may start your program. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, we are live now.
Sagar, we can let in everyone.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in. We'll wait for 3 more minutes, then we'll start.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the orientation of Legal Aid Society of Campus Law Center. My name is Shahbaz Khan. I'm student co-convener of Legal Aid Society. Today, I have with me teacher convener Dr. Kshitij Singh and student co-conveners Sagar, Vinayak, Shivam, and student co-convener from last year Akash Sachin and Sumit. We also have with us Krishna Gopal, who is the editor of Avaz, the blog, the official blog of the Legal Aid Society. We are here to provide you detailed information about the workings of the society. We at the Legal Aid Society are very excited to share with you about all the activities, and we are looking forward to your active and enthusiastic participation. Before we get into the detailed information about the society, I would like to invite our teacher convener, Dr. Kshitij Singh, to provide a brief introduction about the society and also share his experience of regarding his association with the society for last 2 years. Sir, over to you. Sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
I cannot open my video. So is it from your end or my end?
Sir, let me just check.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Shall we start?
Yes, sir, your video is on.
Okay. So a heartfelt welcome to all of you and a very good evening. On behalf of our professor in charge. Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So on behalf of our professor in charge, Professor Alka Chawla ma'am, who would not make to this very meeting because of certain, you can say, emergent meetings. So I welcome all of you on behalf of the Legal Aid Society and my esteemed colleagues like Dr. Narendra Kumar Bisnoi, Ms. Sneh Yadav, Mr. Bijoy Panikar, and Ms. Atma Yadav, who are the teacher members. Who are the teacher members of this society. So, I mean, why this society is so important and why, I mean, we urge you to join it is the fact that the law is all about experience. So though it is about the principles, the theories, and the other nitty-gritties, but how you can touch base with society, that is the first thing which you have to consider. So law, how it is being implemented in society, what are the various intricacies, and how to make the law a living reality. That is the thing which we have to understand. I think my voice is echoing or something.
No, sir, it is perfectly fine.
Okay. So having said that, I mean, this society has its roots in the concept of free legal aid, and particularly about how we enhance the access to justice. Because in society, everyone is not on the equal footing. So we need to churn out who are those who are deprived of it and identify them, bring them in the mainstream so that they feel engaged and they get the due through the justice system. So this is the way how the society run, and it has been a part of clinical legal education. It all started with this very concept that law must be not only taught in the universities and colleges, but it must be, assimilating the realities. And through universities, the students must be exposed to those situations where they can figure out that how that could be better implemented. So sometimes you find that the road is pretty uneven. So what you learn in the classes may not be found in the society. So that is a thing which we have to look at. We have to look at that who are deprived. We have to look at that where are the obstacles and we need to find out various approaches through that we can solve these problems. So all in all, Legal Aid Society at Campus Law Center was established with this very aim that it must do the needful in a very, you can say, organized manner. So it is aiming at two things. Number one is to disseminate legal awareness, to make the people realize what their rights are and what is at stake. So that must be realized through various legal awareness drives, door-to-door campaigns, and other methods, which is done by this very society. It is constantly doing it, sometimes in the close association with Delhi State Legal Services Authority, or you can say District Legal Services Authority. And apart from that, on its own, it runs certain other programs which give emphasis on the empowerment of those people and the better awareness of law. So in that way, I mean, there are two wings in that. One is Legal Aid Society, which is considering all the nitty-gritties. And within that very society, there is Legal Aid Clinic. So the Legal Aid Clinic is providing access to the people who are needy and who are defined in the Legal Services Authorities Act 1986. So it is, facilitating this very process through a council who is appointed by the District Legal Services Authority here in Tisazari. And I mean, a council which is appointed, he usually come to the Legal Aid Clinic of Campus Law Center. He sit there like for 3 hours, and through drives, those people who are being triggered that they must come and make their voices, they try to consult with that very council. So this is the way how it functions. And I must put thrust upon few of the aspects. As I told you that the functioning of this very legal aid society encompasses legal awareness drives, institutional visits, legal literacy campaigns, community outreach programs, seminars, webinars, essay competition, so on and so forth. So primarily, it is focused on the legal awareness and legal access, as I tell you. But there are few additions in the due course of time, which has made it more effective. And one of the initiatives which I must appreciate was the introduction of the legal blog, that is Awaj, that provides a kind of platform where one can express his views. Any student all over the country, they can come and make this very platform more effective through their reflections. So that is there. And apart from that, there is a great achievement of this very legal aid society, which was adjudged as the best legal aid society at the first UILS National Legal Aid Forum 2019, held at University Institute of Legal Studies, Punjab University, Chandigarh. That is on April 5, 2019. So this very society has a concept, that is concept of volunteering. So sometimes people become more complaining rather than volunteering. So if you volunteer something, it must be in true sense. So before joining this very society, you must give a call, whether it is very much appealing to you that you must join it and do or provide your services without having any expectation. Because this is a pro bono work which is inculcated in this very concept. So you must have that kind of, you can say, sensitivity to the services and to the functioning of this very society. So that is a very must thing for this very society. Before joining it, you must adjust yourself. So I mean, in an informal way, you must be touching upon all the legal institutions, may it be any, you can say, social institution, may it be, you can say, judicial institution, so on and so forth. So you will be in a way, knowing the law and, getting the insight that how the law function in the real world, which may not be taught in the classes. So you have an ideal picture in the classes, so you have all the opportunity to look how it is being implemented. So this is one of the opportunities where you can see that how the law is to be taken or has been taken in the society by different social groups. Because sometimes if you approach someone, he may not be that much interested because he has lost all the faith in this very system. So why that is so? How to bring them, how to keep them aligned to this very system? That is a job which we have to look into. So as a law student, it is our duty to look how the laws are being approached and considered by the various groups of people. We must not be satisfied not satisfied that someone is very much, okay with the law, but some segment where, he don't bother the law because this system is not even accessible to them. So we have to be more concerned with that very person, the marginalized people. And as you know, discrimination is all pervasive in various forms, maybe you can say on the basis of sex, on the basis of caste, on the basis of gender. So you'll find that different kind of, discriminations are all apparent. So how can you catch up those issues? How can you bring that to the notice of law? That is a thing which we have to look into. So I'm not prolonging it that much. So this very orientation program is being organized to explain the structure and functioning of the Legal Aid Society and its accomplishments, that how and what it has achieved so far and what is needed to be done. So before concluding it, I must tell you that last 2 years were a little difficult for us because we have a structure, proper structure based on certain norms that we conduct paralegal volunteer exam. Like 500, 600 students appear physically, and then we select 120, 130 students from that. So there was an objectivity and transparency in that very system, so that some sort of, you can say, quality should be maintained. But because of these 2 years, because there was no demand as such of the paralegal volunteers to the State Legal Service Authority or District Legal Services Authority, so that was not being done. But we are, pushing it, and let's hope that very soon we can do it. But because we are not that much sure, so we are going to constitute a committee which may run till that very time when the things become normal. So you can ask these things to the students who are working in between in this very transition phase. And I must appreciate to name them, that is Sabaj, Sagar, Sivam, Komal, Vinayak, and I'm sorry if I'm missing any name. So they have done a phenomenal job to continue this very society in all its aspects. So with this, I'm wishing all the best to this, organized orientation program. And I appeal you that you must be resilient, disciplined while asking your questions, and feel free to ask anything, but that must be done in a very disciplined way. So it is my, urge to you, it is my appeal to you that you must abide by that. So thank you very much, and over to you, Sabaj.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving brief introduction about the society and its achievement. And let me just share my screen before I start the presentation. Sagar, can you please confirm if the screen is visible?
Yes, Shabaz, it's visible to me.
Okay, thank you. Starting with about the society itself. So the Legal Aid Society primarily works to help providing legal aid to people otherwise unable to afford legal representation and access to the court system. The society, as Sir has stated, conducts various legal awareness activities and runs a legal aid clinic, which works in collaboration with Delhi State Legal Services Authority. We'll be talking about the legal aid clinic in a while. And the clinic aims to provide free legal counsel and services to all those who fall under Section 12 of the Legal Services Authority Act 1987. And I would recommend you to go through all the statutory and the statutory provisions dealing with the free legal aid. You can refer to the Article 39A of the Constitution as well as Legal Services Authority Act. And as a budding lawyers, it is imperative that we understand the need and importance of pro bono services. To participate in the activities of the legal aid society, students can either be registered members or a paralegal volunteer. And to be a paralegal volunteer, students have to be a registered members. While some activities of the society are exclusively for paralegal volunteers, and other activities are open for registered members of the society. Talking about the structure of the legal aid society itself, the pattern in chief of the society is our professor in charge, Dr. Alka Chawla ma'am, and our society is headed by faculty convener, Dr. Kshitij Singh, who has briefed us about the society. And we have faculty members of our society, Dr. Narendra Bishnoi sir, who has joined us today, and Ms. Neha Yadav, Mr. Vijay Panikar, Ms. Atma Yadav. Then below the teacher members, we have student conveners who heads the.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Shabaz, but the slides are not changing. If you could please check it.
Yeah, sure. Is it visible now?
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay, thank you. So just to show what slides I have just gone through, this was about the legal aid society. Then now we are talking about the structure of the legal aid society. I have also already talked about the faculty members and our convener, teacher convener. Then the executive board of the society is headed by a student convener and student co-conveners in the executive board. Then we have the paralegal volunteers. Sir has already briefed about the paralegal volunteer exam and other details. Then after paralegal volunteers, we have registered members. We don't have any criteria for registered member. Once you fill the form, you become the registered member of the society. But to become a paralegal volunteer, you need to clear an exam, which we conduct. Then this is the statistics of the number of student members that we had last year. Unfortunately, we couldn't have the paralegal volunteers because there was no need from the Delhi State Legal Services Authority. These are the numbers of the registered members that we had last year. Then regarding the paralegal volunteer exam, whenever we conduct, we inform the syllabus for the exam well beforehand, so that students can prepare for the exam well, and the topics of the exams and everything will be released before the exam. And just to give you an overview, it would have statutes like Domestic Violence Act, Child Protection, and also Senior Citizen Act, all the acts which we see on a day-to-day basis, the issues which rise while working for door-to-door campaigning and other activities of the society. This is just a picture from my batch of while conducting the paralegal volunteer exam. Then the training session. Once students clear the exam, we conduct a training session for 2 days in association with the Delhi State Legal Services Authority. And this 2 days training would be such a wonderful experience. They teach you about all the important statutes and also tell the stories about how it happens on ground. Then this photo is from the inauguration session of our legal aid clinic. Then talking about our legal aid clinic, the clinic provides free legal advice and assistance to people belonging to different sections of society. So this clinic would function on every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Unfortunately, since the onset of the pandemic, the clinic is closed because according to the university guidelines, the colleges are not functioning physically. And just to give one more important fact about the legal aid clinic, usually people ask this question: what are the advantages of becoming a paralegal volunteer and not just being a registered member? So one of the advantage of becoming a paralegal volunteer is you can assist the advocate who will be sitting in this clinic. So every Saturday, two paralegal volunteers would assist the advocate who would be sitting in the clinic and helping the people who would approach for their legal issues. Then the role of volunteers, both PLVs and non-PLVs. I'll be briefing you about various activities that our society has conducted over the in the last year as well as before that. So the major objective of conducting these awareness drives, starting with the awareness drives itself, the main objective would be to inform people about free legal services provided by Delhi State Legal Service Authority. This DSLSA, usually we refer Delhi State Legal Services Authority as DSLSA, and to District Legal Services Authority, we refer them as DLSA. So we also aim through these legal awareness drives to make them aware of the benefits available to them under law. Legal awareness drives instill a sense of civic sense and responsibility among the residents of the concerned area and makes them aware of the recourses they can take if they are facing any issue. Just to give a personal example from my legal awareness drives, usually we make them aware of their fundamental rights as well as the duty. And during these drives, you'll come to know as a lawyer how to deal with people. And I'll just provide more details when we discuss about door-to-door campaigning. These are a few pictures from our legal awareness drive that we did just in last couple of months. This is from On Foot Rally on your extreme left, and the right one is our Vigilance Commission awareness drive. Then door-to-door campaigning. As we have discussed the awareness drives, in awareness drives we go to the places like maybe a market where many people are already there, and we just approach them and make them aware of whatever theme we have. Like if we are making them aware of fundamental rights, we approach them and we provide them the details. But in the door-to-door campaigning, we would go to the houses, as the term itself defines. We go door-to-door in these campaigns. So before this door-to-door campaign, we provide a brief about what is the purpose that we have with this door-to-door campaign and what we are trying to achieve with this particular campaign on that day. So we provide a brief, and also a police officer would usually accompany just for the safety of the students. Then we also set up legal aid help clinics. Whenever possible, we put up these help desk clinics. For example, I can show you a picture in the PPT itself. We conducted a legal aid help desk for construction workers. Then these are the examples of the projects and the activities we have taken up just this semester. We have started a mediation project in collaboration with CDLSA, which is the Central District Legal Services Authority, to provide practical exposure to the students of CLC about how the mediation works in real. And this particular project is related to Senior Citizens Act. We will be dealing, we are dealing with senior citizens with their issues in this particular project. Then also, it is a proud moment for us that we have represented India during our discussion last year. How can legal clinics adapt to tackle climate change? This was organized by legal clinics of King's College London and University of York. Then we have conducted like poster making and slogan writing competition. Our students have submitted beautiful posters and slogans. You can just check it out on our social media platforms. And also the awareness drives I have already talked about, the Vigilance drive and EWS drives. These are few pictures. Sorry. These are few pictures from our awareness drive, and right over here we have a picture of our legal aid help desk that we have put up for construction workers. And these are the pictures. The one right over here is from mediation project, and the one on top is from our international representation. Then the visits. The visits might be quite a vague term, but just to provide quite the other details about these particular visits. In these particular visits, we would go to institutions, government institutions, maybe like Juvenile Justice Board and even Tihar Jail or Mandoli Jail. We conduct this every year. So 2019 batch, 2018 batch, they have been to all these institutions. But due to pandemic, we couldn't conduct it last year, but hopefully this year we would be able to conduct it. So by visiting these institutions, you will have an idea about the functioning, the administration of those institutions, and also get exposed to what are the legal issues that they face inside, and also how they function, how the administration deal with it. These are a list of few. These are list of few visits that we conducted in 2019 to 20 batch. We have been to Tihar Jail, Mandoli Jail. Just a fun fact that this is a saying: whoever can have the food of Tihar Jail, like just on a visit, fortunately they wouldn't go to the Tihar Jail as an inmate. So, like we as members of Legal Aid Society would have all these opportunities where we can visit these institutions. And just to flag it off over here, you would not have access to all these institutions which I have stated here, like Juvenile Justice Board or these jails. Being a normal person, being a citizen, but as a member, you would have access whenever we open the forms and provide you the access to these places. These are the photos from our visit. The left one is from Tihar Jail visit, and the right one is from this drug de-addiction place. Then seminars or webinars. Besides all the activities that we conduct, we also organize seminars or webinars for the benefit of students and to provide them an opportunity to know the subject matter, or it's something related to legal aid or any other knowledge-based webinar that we can conduct. These are a few webinars that we have conducted last year. The first one is regarding the Patents Act, then the other one regarding SMEs. Then also we have caste and gender violence report, which you can access on our website. We had also conducted a webinar and a launch report. Just to launch this report, we have also organized a webinar. Then we also organized a day campaign last year. These are just a few examples of the webinars, the posters. Then I hand it over to you, Krishna Gopal, just to explain all the students about the Avaz blog. Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, 1 second.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, Krishna, you are audible.
My video is not starting. 1 second.
Sure.
Am I visible now? Can you see?
Sagar Shivam, can someone confirm, because I'm sharing screen?
Yes, Krishna, you are visible now.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Krishna Gopal Abhay, and I will be speaking about the official blog of the society. Before I start talking about the blog, I want to put emphasis on the importance of having an academic writing culture in the law college, because that is where everything will stem from. Be it reading, writing answers, or drafting any legal document during your internships. It is my personal opinion from experience that you will have an edge over others if you engage in academic writing and editing. I want to tell you that writing and editing have immensely helped me in this field. Therefore, I would suggest all of you to take up this co-curricular activity along with your studies and internships. Now, proceeding to the official blog, with the same aim of increasing the culture of academic writing in our college, our Legal Aid Society launched the blog Avaz in January 2020. Every blog has a theme which it caters to. It can be constitutional law, it can be corporate law, so on and so forth. We have an interdisciplinary approach towards this because we address both the social as well as legal and policy matters. You can read our blogs by visiting our official website. It is lasclc.in. Now, Shabaz, are you sharing the PPT? Yes. Can you change? Yes. Okay. Can you go to the next slide?
I'm on second slide, Krishna.
Go to the next slide.
All right.
Yes. Along with our blog, we collaborate with the Legal Aid Society and publish our e-newsletter. This is something which we publish biannually, but as Kshitij sir has rightly said, we were having some difficulties, which is why there was a delay on our part, unavoidable delays, which is why we couldn't publish. But sooner we are going to publish our latest volume of the e-newsletter. In this, we provide a lot of things such as the activities which our society has undertaken, latest judgments in the field of public law, especially legal aid. And we also have interviews of the persons who are in this field. For example, in our previous edition, we interviewed Justice Anjana Prakash, who is the chairperson of the Bihar State Law Commission. And in our upcoming newsletter, we got the opportunity of interviewing Justice Siddharth Midul, who is a sitting judge of the Delhi High Court, and he is also the chairperson of the Delhi High Court Legal Services Committee. So hearing from such people, we get the insights and we get the motivation also. And these people tell us why we should keep on engaging with the legal aid. Shabaz, can you change the slide? Once you are part of the editorial board of our blog, there are certain responsibilities, and before you become a part, there are some criteria. Our primary responsibilities are, firstly, whenever we get any submission, we see and review whether that particular piece has any merit or not. After that, we engage in copy editing. Copy editing is changing the grammar as per the correct grammar style, changing the citation style, and all things so that it matches with the format which our blog follows. Also, from now onwards, we have started a post of contributing editor. So the contributing editor will also write articles for our blog. So for example, if we think that there is a topic which is important for us, important for the discourse of public law and legal aid, then we ask such contributing editors to even write articles on those topics. We also do editorial and research work for the e-newsletters, which I just showed you, and other activities like handbooks and research papers of the Legal Aid Society. And then with the help of Legal Aid Society, we hold events which Shabaz told you earlier. Now, to become a part of the editorial blog, there are certain criteria. Firstly, everyone must have a keen interest in the current affairs and social issues, because that is what our blog caters to. Then editor must have the ability to analyze the issues legally as well as holistically. Legally, because as I told you, it is an interdisciplinary approach. So it is a socio-legal blog. So we have to see from the socio aspect as well as the legal aspect. Since the language of the blog is in English, that is why every editor must have a firm grasp of English. We have to, as an editor, we have to put a lot of details and attention. That is why we need to focus on that. And as Shabaz said, that there are certain activities which a PLV, which is a paralegal volunteer, only can do. But to be a part of Avaz, one need not be a PLV. Can you change the slide? Thank you. Shabaz, you're not audible. Shabaz, I think you're muted.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, now you are.
Okay, Krishna, can you please just brief them about the recent post so that they have an idea, like what are the issues on which we received the articles?
Yes. So if we look at the recent posts which Avaz has dealt with, so our latest blog was on the labor laws. If you read about the labor laws, then you will see that the concept of fixed term employment has come. Okay, so fixed term employment would mean that people can come for a brief period and then they can be removed. They sign a contract with people and then after a brief period of time, they can be removed from their job. So there is no job security or anything. And now it has found the legal basis in our statutes. So we were assessing what is the significance in terms of economy and in terms of the social aspects, and whether such a clause is constitutionally valid or not. Then we also had an article which dealt with the freedom of press. As you all know, it is a hot topic. So this was a very good article, and this was an article which there was a contest and this author had won the contest also. So this is the same article and the author requested that we post this article on our website also. That is why we did. Then after that, this article, it dealt with the torture in the and preventive detention. So you can see that all these articles are on constitutional law, criminal law, human rights, labor law. So basically whatever between the government and the citizen. So all these things, if we look at female genital cutting, then this is also a human rights issue. But all these articles are not purely legal, because these things, they have an impact on the society also, which is why we do not accept submissions which are purely legal, and we do not accept submissions which are purely social. That is why there has to be a mix of both these submissions. If we look at love jihad, so love jihad is a term which is used when this is used by some elements of the society for, let's say, a Muslim woman is marrying a Hindu man, or a Muslim man is marrying a Hindu woman. So if the man is asking the woman to convert to their religion, then it is called love jihad. So the authors brilliantly analyzed this issue and they scrutinized it and argued whether it is actually an issue or not, or whether the politics of the country is overblowing it. So all of this, I think there is some glitch.
Now it is fine again.
Am I audible now? I think
Yes.
your voice was echoing. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, so if you will read these articles, you will understand that these articles are topics which point towards the society and they have a legal texture towards it. This is what Awaz caters to, that legal issues which impact the society. So these are not limited to books only. All these decisions change the lives of people and impact their lives. And because they have a legal texture to it, that is why we look at it from the legal angle also, whether the legal argument made is sound or not. Maybe because then it comes to objectivity. So the subjective part is the social aspect and the objective part is the legal aspect. That will be all for the recent post from my side. You are muted again, Shahbaz. I think Shahbaz is having some connectivity issues.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Vinayak, over to you. You can take up the next slide. regarding COVID-19 work.
I'm Hello, Shehbaz. Am I audible?
Yes, Vinayak, you are audible now.
Okay. Uh, Good evening. I am Vinayak Goel, acting student co-convener of the Legal Aid Society. So, past 2 years have been difficult for all of us and for the Legal Aid Society as well. As sir said in the start, that law is all about experiences. So during COVID-19 lockdown, we try to evolve methods so that we can provide you experience and also give to the society in every possible way. So during COVID-19 second wave specifically, we launched a 24/7 helpline and during a second wave of pandemic, we launched During second wave of pandemic, we launched 24/7 helpline in which we provided to the patients and their relatives every possible verified lead for the resource. Secondly, we provided assistance to the people for e-coupon ration scheme. And then third is the assistance for e-coupons for the ration scheme that was launched by the Delhi government during the lockdowns. Then we conducted a series of webinars on the topics that were in the discourse. Then we also released a research paper and handbook on the domestic violence in India. Next slide, Shehbaz. Yeah. So we are also in the middle of COVID-19 still. So we are viewing this as a difficult time. So we would like to appeal to all of you, the first years, that you join the Legal Aid Society and work with us so that we can increase the number of activities and initiatives, including research papers and surveys and preparation of reports, and then enhance the public outreach of the Legal Aid Clinic and the drive awareness drives. Also, the DSLS initiatives that we're collaborating with them over time. The society has a vision to provide special assistance to the most vulnerable section of the society. As my colleague just mentioned, that we have started Project Mediation, which is in the Go, and I am part of that project, where we are helping in reconciling the two main contesting statutes, that is the Welfare of Senior Citizens Act and the Domestic Violence Act. Then also we are working on the new ideas so that we can have access to justice in COVID times. Next slide, Shehbaz. I would like also to mention that we are available on the Facebook page by the Legal Aid Society Campus Law Center. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and we have website also. And then you can mail us anytime at the given email ID on your screens. And I would also like to suggest you all of you, the first years and others, that please visit the website lasclc.in so that you can see what you can take away from the legal aid society and what you can give to the legal aid society. It would be give and take both of ways. And also, most importantly, after this orientation program, we will be releasing a notice along with a Google form where you can register yourself and be a part of the legal aid society. And I'm again, for the sake of my friends, again repeating myself that after the orientation program ends, we will release a notice along with Google form on every social media platform, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, notice along with Google form where you can fill up the Google form and register yourself as the member of the legal aid society and be part of the initiatives and drives that we will be conducting in this year and many more. With this, I would like to ask Shehbaz to take over.
Yes, thank you, Vinayak. As Vinayak has already mentioned, here is the link for our registration. I'm just highlighting it for the reference, but I would suggest you all to please go through the notice in detail because it has all the details why you should be registering, and this is not just for first year, but also second and third year students need to re-register for the society. We release our registration form every year. And yes, so just go to our social media handles and please register, and looking forward to collaborating with you.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is breaking. It's quite distorted. So please first rectify this.
Okay, Sagar, just a second. Is it still bad? Let me just stop sharing screen.
Yes, it's still distorted.
Okay.
It is clear to me, Shehbaz, at least.
Okay. Yeah, I think there is no issue from my side. Okay. So before we take questions, we move on to our Q&A session. I would like to invite our student convener of last year, Misbah Reshi, and just to introduce her, Misbah is currently studying at University of Oxford. She is our Rhodes Scholar, and yeah, so she's Rhodes Scholar of last year from India. And also, we all student co-conveners worked under her, and we had a great time working under her guidance. Yeah, Ms. Over to you.
Hi, Shehbaz. Thank you so much for the introduction. And hello to everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, Ms. you are audible.
Okay, great. So I was saying thank you so much for having me. It's really good to be back in the society space, and it's really wonderful to be talking to everyone. I know that everyone has given you an overview of the society and how it functions, what is the work that the society has been doing, and the work that we did last year. So above that, I think I'll just talk a little bit about my experience. I personally I had an immense pleasure working in the society. I was engaged with the society from my first year, as I started first as a member of the society, and then I was a student co-convener in my second year, after which I was the student convener of the society in my third year. Unfortunately, in my third year, everything was online. So we functioned in completely virtual space, before which I at least was lucky to see the society grow and thrive as it does in the physical space. We were able to go for a lot of door-to-door drives. We went for visits. So I had that experience in my first year. which I really hope that all of you get to have. And I hope things do open up and you all will be able to experience. I know that for Shahbaz and the Executive Society right now, they haven't been able to do it. And even for the second year students right now, they haven't been able to really experience the society in its entirety, and haven't been really able to experience the activities and the opportunities that the society has to offer. Obviously, there is limit to what the society can do when we're operating in a virtual space, when we're all online. But even in that space, I think there's so much that you can learn. And if the society does continue to work online, and if the college is online for your first term, I think there's still a lot of value in all the activities that you will be engaged in. I think there is a lot of fulfillment in being part of the society, both I guess both as law students professionally and personally, as well as people who are interested in access to justice, who are concerned with issues of human rights, and interested in concerns of legal aid. And I think the society is the best space for you to really understand how all of these things really work, and this is a space where you can contribute in problem solving or understanding what the problem is in the many ways that the society can offer. The society is also open enough for you to lead projects that you would want to take. If you do identify an issue and you feel like this is something that needs to be addressed, the society is open enough for you to take charge of that and for you to address concerns that you may have. Other than that, there are a lot of projects that the society is doing, both at grassroots level, going to communities, engaging with communities, as well as on a more theoretical space, contributing to knowledge making, contributing to legal literacy through the different handbooks, through actually writing papers, as we did for caste and gender-based violence, or as we did for the domestic violence handbook. So I think irrespective of which space in which your interest lies, whether it's actually doing practical work, going to communities, talking to them about legal aid, or actually sitting with the legal aid clinic, sitting with an panel lawyer and talking to them about different cases, talking to clients, or whether it's actually engaging in just writing, whether it's through handbooks or through your reports. So I think there's space for everyone. If you're interested in legal aid and access to justice, I think there's so much work that the society does. And as I was saying, both personally and professionally, there will be a lot of fulfillment. Professionally, I mean, there is something that you're contributing to. There is something that adds value to who you are as a person. There's something that adds value to your professional capacities and your professional skills. But also personally, you know that you're contributing to something that's much bigger than just an academic engagement with the law. You know that you're actually contributing to how the law functions and how it operates and how it actually impacts people. And I think that that is something that has the most value, because you learn so much more when you're actually understanding how the law works, when it interacts with people. How do communities understand the law? How does the law trickle down to someone who has no access or no information about the law? And you can be that bridge. You can be that person that helps people understand that law is a tool that can help empower them, and law is a tool that can help them solve so many of their issues. And I think as members of the society, and if it happens as paralegal volunteers, you can do so much, you can contribute to so much. And I really do hope that this year we see a lot of participation, and that all of you do contribute very enthusiastically and participate in whatever capacity you can. Obviously, there will be limitations given that it's starting online, and this session itself is happening, online, and that we're not able to interact face to face. We're not able to address your concerns. You're not able to see how the society functions as soon as you join. There are drives that happen, but I think even otherwise, I think if you do get started, if you do start participating in the society, you'll still learn a lot, and hopefully the executive society will be able to create opportunities for you so you can participate and contribute in whatever capacities that you want to. And I wish the executive body a very best of luck, and I hope that you all are able to thrive and function really well. And I know that I'm very proud of the work that everyone has done in the last year, especially with COVID. Everyone really came forth, took charge, and contributed in helping so many people. And I couldn't have asked for a better team. I'm really, really proud of each and every person who has worked with the society when I was the student convener last year. And I have no doubt that they will continue doing amazing work, and they will lead you all to really good opportunities and to really good work, and all of you will learn really well under their guidance. And I really do hope that you make the most of the resources that the society has to offer. You make the most of the opportunities that come your way, and you all do really well in access to justice and towards legal aid. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Misbah, especially for highlighting our projects. And regarding our yeah, I would still, I just want to follow up one thing, that we have started few initiatives where our students who are not in Delhi could still be part of the society and could, participate in different projects which are completely run virtually. So just follow our social media handles, because we don't have a physical notice book where we can just see the notice which we used to do offline. So now our social media handles are working as official notice board for us, where we update, give or provide all the updates on time and update all our notices and anything related to DSLSA work and everything over there. And starting with our Q&A session, I already see few questions. Particularly, there are many questions. There are many questions related to registration process and asking about the link. You will find the link on our social media handle. Am I audible properly?
Your voice is breaking a little bit, Shabazz. Your voice is breaking a little bit.
I'll just turn off my video, maybe then it would be clearer. Am I audible properly now?
Oh, yes, you are now.
Okay. So maybe if I turn off my video, it would be better. After Misbah, I was saying, I really thank Misbah for mentioning about the projects which we couldn't cover in our PPT. And regarding the projects, we also have few online initiatives completely virtual for all our members who are not in Delhi, so that they can contribute to our initiatives completely virtually. And for that, I recommend you to follow our social media handles so that you get to know all our updates on time. We post all our notices over there, because offline, I can just give you an example. Offline, we had a notice board where we used to post our notices, but virtually we don't have such thing. That's the reason our social media handles and also CLC website as well as LAS websites are working as the notice board. And moving on to the Q&A session, particularly I see many questions related to registration process. Registration notice will be up there on our LAS website as well as our social media handles. Go to Instagram and Facebook to check the notice and read the notice completely before signing up, before registering for membership. It mentions why you need to register and who all to register. Even second and third year students need to re-register it. And yeah, there are few questions on YouTube as well as in Zoom chat. The first question is regarding PLB training or exam. We'll update you once we get any update regarding PLB training from DSLSA, because we organize the training as well as exam in collaboration with DSLSA. So once we get the update, we'll let you know. Also, sir has mentioned why it didn't happen last year, and also still it's under process. Then the second question, on a lighter note, it's from Suman. On a lighter note, how was the food at Tihar? Actually, the day when I went to Tihar, it was some special occasion, some festival day, so the food was quite good and they had some special food on that day. Then the next question is from YouTube. If a person has some ideas related to some social work, how can I approach you and how can society help me? Okay, this is regarding how to approach you. Vinayak, would you like to address this question? Vinayak? Okay, maybe Vinayak got disconnected. So I'll just go ahead with this question regarding how one can approach our society if they have any initiative, any idea on their mind. So you can drop us an email on our official ID, legalaid@clc.du.ac.in. We are quite active on our social media as well. Not just if you don't send the email, drop a message on social media, and also our co-conveners. Mobile numbers are mentioned directly on our notices, so you can just call them or message them anytime. We are always there for you, and especially if you have any idea, any initiative, anything, just approach us. We are quite open for new ideas and innovative ideas. Next question is regarding link. So as I mentioned, registration link will be up there on social media handles. You can go and check there. We'll release right after this orientation. So the notice will be up there on social media. Then next question, where will the fine? I have mentioned this registration link over there. Next question is from Nitin. Will we have public access to the recording even after the session has ended? Yes, we went live on YouTube, so recording will be there on official CLC YouTube channel over there. The recordings will be available. Okay. Question is regarding where will we get the registration link? Already mentioned. Okay. Do you have any question? Do you want to unmute and ask any question? Please feel free to do so. Shivam, is there any question on YouTube? YouTube live chat? Okay, there are no questions. So if you couldn't ask any question, and if you get any question even after the session, feel free to reach out to us on our official ID, or you can just call me. My number will be there on the notice, as well as you can contact Sagar directly. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I especially thank Dr. Kshitij sir, who joined us and provided us a brief introduction about the society. And also I thank administration of CLC. Administration of CLC for providing all the logistics and all technical support to us. And last but not the least, all the joinees, all the students who have joined us. And yeah, we are looking forward to work with you and interact with you during our activities. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good evening. Bye.
शाबाश प्लीज मीटिंग एंड कर दो.
Yes, Sagar, अभी कर रहा हूँ.